The fluorescent haze of LAX Tom Bradley International Terminal clung to Emily Harper like a second skin as she emerged into the balmy Los Angeles night on August 15, 2023. Her skin still hummed with the salt-kissed residue of Cancun's turquoise waves, where she'd spent a week unraveling under the relentless sun with her college friends Sarah Klein and Mia Patel laughing over frozen margaritas and burying their toes in powdery sand. At 32, Emily was the poised anchor of their trio, a corporate attorney at a Century City firm, her life a meticulously curated mosaic of power suits and Pilates sessions. She wore her vacation glow-like armor, a cream silk blouse from Rodeo Drive's Reformation Boutique, tucked into high-waisted linen trousers that whispered against her thighs, paired with strappy espadrilles that clicked assertively on the terminal floor. A Louis Vuitton weekender dangled from her shoulder, its monogrammed leather scuffed just enough to suggest adventure without desperation. Her dark hair, still sun-bleached at the tips, fell in loose waves, framing a face that turned heads not for its fragility, but for the quiet command in her hazel eyes. Exhaustion tugged at her edges. The red eye from Mexico City had deposited her at 9:47 p.m., and the carousel of baggage claim had spat out her suitcase, a sleek Rimowa silver, after a 20-minute delay. Sarah and Mia had jetted off to their own orbits, Sarah to a startup pitch in San Francisco, Mia to her pediatric residency in Seattle. Emily's plan was simple: summon an Uber, collapse into her Brentwood condo off San Vicente Boulevard, and sleep until noon. She tapped the app on her iPhone, the screen blooming with options. The first car that pinged, a black Toyota Camry, license plate 7KLM 492, seemed innocuous enough. Driver, Jamal Ruiz, 4.8 stars, 1,247 trips. 5 minutes away, the notification chirped. She leaned against a concrete pillar, scrolling through Instagram reels of her friends' beachside toasts, oblivious to the way the terminal's underbelly pulsed with the unseen rhythms of a city that never truly slept. Jamal Ruiz pulled up curbside at 10:02 p.m., the Camry's engine idling with a low, predatory purr. At 41, Jamal was a ghost in the gig economy, his profile photo a grainy snapshot of a man with a trimmed beard and eyes like polished obsidian, smiling just wide enough to disarm. Born in East LA's Boyle Heights to Salvadoran immigrants, he drifted through odd jobs, construction gigs in the valley, night shifts at a Koreatown warehouse before Uber became his latest mask. Tonight, his navy polo shirt strained against a frame softened by too many in-and-out runs, and his jeans carried the faint grease of a recent oil change he'd done himself in a Downey auto yard. The dashboard camera blinked red, a silent sentinel, but Jamal had long since learned to angle it just so, capturing passengers without betraying his own secrets. Emily slid into the back seat, the leather seatbelt clicking like a lock tumbling into place. "Brentwood, off San Vicente," she said, her voice laced with that East Coast clip she'd never fully shed from her Princeton days. Jamal nodded into the rear view, his reflection fracturing in the glass. "Got it, ma'am. Traffic's light tonight should be smooth." The door sealed with a hydraulic sigh, and the Camry eased into the snarl of Century Boulevard, headlights slicing through the sodium glow of airport signage. Emily exhaled, sinking into the cushions, her phone dimming as she queued up a playlist Hozier's gravelly baritone to drown out the jet lag's whine. The first whisper of unease came at the 405 interchange. Instead of merging north toward the glittering spine of Westwood, Jamal veered east onto the 105, the freeway's asphalt unspooling like a vein towards South Central. Emily's brow furrowed, a reflex honed from cross-examining slippery witnesses. The app's GPS dot blinked faithfully, ETA 28 minutes, route optimal. But the landscape shifting outside her window was anything but. The sleek high-rises of LAX gave way to the skeletal silhouettes of warehouses in Inglewood, chain-link fences rattling in the breeze, graffiti tags blooming like urban kudzu, Vida Loca, in dripping crimson, Fuck 12, etched in hasty white. Streetlights flickered over potholed lots where shadows huddled in doorways, and the air seeping through the vents carried a metallic tang, like rust and regret. She straightened, thumbing the app alive. "This doesn't look right," she murmured to herself, but aloud she ventured, aren't we going the wrong way? The 405 should be. Jamal's eyes flicked up in the mirror, steady as a snake's. "Nah, ma'am, trust me. 105's a shortcut to night construction on the main drag. Plus, figured I'd show you some real LA. You been on Vaki, right? That tan screams Cabo or something fancy. Most folks stick to the tourist traps Hollywood, Santa Monica. But this..." He gestured vaguely with one hand, the other drifting to the console where his phone lay face down, screen aglow. "This is the pulse. The parts the guidebooks don't touch." Emily's pulse quickened, a subtle thrumming in her throat. His tone was too casual, laced with that salesman sheen, but the route gnawed at her. She'd mapped Brentwood 100 times, palm-fringed streets, yoga studios glowing like lanterns, the safe hum of affluence. This was the underbelly, Compton's fringes, where the 105 curved like a scar through neighborhoods scarred by decades of neglect. Billboards for bail bondsmen loomed, their neon promises flickering 24/7 freedom, and distant sirens wailed, a siren's song to the chaos. She glanced at her phone, 10:18 p.m. Signal strong, battery at 72%. The Uber rating prompt hovered, unbidden. Jamal's phone buzzed once, twice muted vibrations that he ignored with practiced nonchalance, but not before Emily caught the glow illuminating his knuckles, the faint tap of a thumb on glass. In the driver's mind, the calculus was already complete. Emily had flagged his app from the premium lane, her profile pic screaming money, that poised smile, the beach backdrop. The Louis Vuitton, the espadrilles that probably cost what he cleared in a week. Vacation flush, alone, disoriented. Perfect. He'd spotted her from the pickup loop, the way she moved shoulders back, chin lifted like she owned the terminal. His own phone, synced to a burner app, had already pinged Carlos Mendoza, his cousin from the old Pico Union days. Got one. High-end. 105 now. Meet at the yard off Florence. Carlos, 38 and wiry as a switchblade, had replied with a thumbs-up emoji, his own night dissolving into motion. They weren't strangers to this dance, petty grabs in the shadows of Skid Row, a carjacking here, a purse snatch there, but Emily was the upgrade. Ransom bait, not just loot. Split 60-40, Jamal's cut for the pickup. Easy money in a city that chewed up dreamers. The Camry prowled deeper, exiting onto Florence Avenue in the heart of South LA, where the streetlights thinned to bruised halos and liquor stores barricaded their windows with iron grids. Emily's fingers tightened on her phone, the playlist fading as paranoia amplified every creak, the suspension groaning over a manhole cover, the AC's hiss like labored breath. Jamal hummed tunelessly, a low rumble that vibrated through the seats, his eyes darting to the mirror every few seconds, cataloging her, the way she crossed her legs, the glint of her Apple Watch. "See that," he said, nodding toward a mural-shrouded wall, vibrant with murals of hooded figures and blooming roses. "Chicano art, straight fire. Your fancy spots got nothing on this soul." But his words slithered past her, hollow as the alleyways they ghosted. She texted Sarah a quick "home safe soon?" LAX Uber weird route, but the send arrow mocked her, the message lingering in draft as spotty service bars dipped to 2. Time stretched, elastic and cruel. 10:35 p.m. The odometer ticked past 12 miles, then 15, the app's ETA ballooning to 42 minutes. Jamal's phone danced again, insistent now, and this time he scooped it up, angling it just out of her sightline. Emily caught fragments, a map pin dropping on Alondra Boulevard, a string of Spanish, listo. 10 minutes. His thumb flew, sealing coordinates, while his free hand gripped the wheel, knuckles blanching. The plan crystallized in his skull, lure her to the industrial yard off Imperial Highway, a forgotten sprawl of rusted shipping containers and chain-link tombs where Carlos waited in a battered Ford F-150, duct-taped plates and blacked-out windows. Zip ties in the glove box, duct tape roll under the seat. Demand wired via her phone. 50K, easy for a lawyer type. Then the drop, the split, the vanish into the night's folds. Dread coiled in Emily's gut, cold and coiling like barbed wire. The city outside devolved into a fever dream, a lone figure shambling across Manchester Avenue, shopping cart rattling like bones, a pack of stray dogs scattering from a dumpster's maw, eyes reflective as dying embers. Her mind raced. Stockholm? No, too cliched. Fight. The pepper spray in her purse felt laughably small. Call 911? But what proof? A weird route. She was the outsider here, the entitled transplant who'd romanticized LA from afar. Jamal's humming deepened, a dirge now, and when he spoke again, his voice carried an edge, honed like a shiv. Beautiful night, huh? Stars out over the Watts Towers if you squint. Ever seen them up close? Twisted metal, like the city's veins. 11:02 p.m. The Camry shuddered, a theatrical cough from the engine, and Jamal eased onto the shoulder of a desolate stretch near Linwood, sodium lamps casting elongated shadows that clawed at the doors. Damn, he muttered, popping the hood release with a flick. Steam hissed faintly, no real fault, just a spritz of water from a hidden thermos, but the ploy landed. Emily's heart slammed, a caged bird battering ribs. What's wrong? She asked, voice thinner than she'd intended. He twisted in his seat, that disarming smile cracking wider. Overheating, ma'am. Happens in this heat. Called my buddy Carlos, he's 5 minutes out, lives nearby. He'll get you home, no charge. Ubel refund this mess. Relief ward with revulsion, a toxic brew. Carlos. The name landed like a pebble in a still pond, rippling unease. Jamal stepped out, the dome light blooming harsh, silhouetting his bulk against the night's abyss. He propped the hood, tinkering with feigned urgency, phone clutched like a talisman. Emily's thumb hovered over the emergency button, but the app glitched location services unavailable and her signal flatlined to 0 bars. The shoulder was a no man's land. A chain of auto salvage yards loomed, hulks of rusted chassis like beached leviathans, and beyond, the Imperial Highway hummed with phantom traffic, too distant to bridge. She locked the doors child's play, really, and scanned the horizon, a lone billboard for a strip club in Compton, its faded promise of girls. 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 Leering in the dark. Headlights pierced the gloom at 11:07 p.m., twin beams slicing low and predatory. The Ford F-150 rumbled to a stop, gravel crunching like teeth on bone. Carlos Mendoza unfolded from the cab, all sinew and suspicion tattoos snaking up his neck from a faded MS-13 script, faded jeans slung low, a hoodie swallowing his frame. At 6 feet 1 inch, he moved with the coiled grace of a man who'd danced with violence too long, his eyes dark pools under heavy brows locking on the Camry like a hawk sighting prey. Jamal waved him over, the two converging at the hood in a huddle of murmurs, backs to the car. Emily strained to hear, but the night swallowed sound, leaving only the F-150's idling growl and the distant thump of bass from some unseen lowrider. Carlos circled to her window, rapping knuckles on glass polite, almost. Up close, through the tint, she saw the pores in his skin, the faint scar bisecting his lip from a bar fight in Echo Park years back. "Hey, miss," he called, voice muffled but oily smooth. "Jamal says you're headed Brentwood? Hop in, I'll sort this." His smile didn't reach those eyes, flat as the oil-slicked pavement. Emily's instincts screamed run, but the shoulder offered no sanctuary, just weeds choking chain link and the whisper of wind through eucalyptus limbs. Jamal lingered by the hood, arms crossed, a sentinel in the steam. She cracked the door an inch, cool air rushing in like a gasp. I can wait for another Uber." But Carlos was already there, hand extended, not grabbing, not yet guiding her toward the truck with the false gallantry of a doorman. The Louis Vuitton swung heavy on her shoulder, a millstone now. Jamal's gaze bored into her back as she climbed into the F-150's cab, the door yawning wide, interior reeking of stale cigarettes and motor oil. Carlos slid behind the wheel, engine roaring to life, and Jamal melted back into the Camry, tail lights winking like conspiratorial eyes as he peeled away into the dark. The F-150 lurched forward, tires biting gravel, and Emily's world narrowed to the dashboard's green glow. 11:12 p.m. Carlos punched an address into his phone, but the map veered not north to Brentwood, but south, deeper into the maw of Willowbrook's industrial sprawl, a labyrinth of freight depots and derelict factories off the 110, where the air thickened with the stench of diesel and despair. Her phone, revived by a ghost signal, buzzed once Sarah's reply, "Weird? Call me." But Carlos's hand shot out, casual as a reflex, plucking it from her lap. "Gotta focus on the road, miss. Safety first." Terror bloomed then, full and feral, roots twisting through her veins. The truck accelerated, weaving through side streets where sodium lamps birthed monsters from every recess, cardboard shanties flickering with candlelight, figures melting into doorways like smoke. Carlos's phone lit up, Jamal's contact flashing. Yard now. She's primed. Emily's breath came shallow, fists clenched in her lap, the espadrilles suddenly flimsy as tissue. The ransom script unspooled in their minds. Wake her contacts at dawn, voice modulated through a towel, demands crisp, $100,000 wired to an untraceable account. But greed's fault lines were already cracking. Jamal, in the trailing Camry, fumed over texts 70 to 30, carnal. I spotted her. Carlos's jaw tightened, grip whitening on the wheel. At 11:28 p.m., the F-150 nosed into the yard, a 10-acre scar of corrugated steel and razor wire off East 120th Street, leased to a ghost company for pennies. Floodlights buzzed erratic, casting the containers in stark relief. Blue behemoths stacked like forgotten toys, their shadows pooling black as ink. Carlos killed the engine, the silence crashing in like a wave. Just a quick stop, he lied, door swinging open. Emily bolted or tried the Vuitton, snagging on the gearshift, her screams swallowed by the yard's vast indifference. Hands clamped her arms, Carlos's breath hot on her neck, zip ties rasping like serpents. Jamal materialized from the gloom, the Camry's trunk yawning wide, a black mouth lined with moving blankets and duct tape rolls. They dragged her into the largest container, a cavern of rusted ribs and oil drums, the door slamming with metallic thunder. Bound to a support beam, wrists raw against nylon, Emily's world shrank to the stink of brine and betrayal. Carlos paced, phone in hand, dialing her firm's emergency line. Your associate's in trouble. Pay up. But Jamal hovered too close, breath ragged, eyes gleaming with avarice. My cut first, he hissed, voice a venomous thread. Carlos wheeled, shoving him back. We said 60 to 40, pendejo. You drive, I handle. The argument erupted in snarls and shoves, fists glancing off ribs, the container echoing with their fury. Emily's heart thundered, vision tunneling now. Move. In the chaos, her ankle twisted free, the espadrille shedding like a skin. She scrambled, nails raking concrete, toward the sliver of light under the door. Do you want to know how this ended? Watch out for part 2. Your support helps bring these shadowed tales to light. Subscribe now.